America wants questions as to whether or not college is worth it. Even just on LinkedIn, I've seen posts on both sides of the argument saying the data shows that college degrees tend to fare better. That's true, but there's a lot of concerns. And so in this video, I want to address why I think we're seeing a lot of distress in our communities around the value of higher education. And then two tips that as a parent, as somebody who's maybe considering college options, two tips to keep in mind to make sure you find a program that actually meets your goals. So number one, why do I think this is happening? I think at least in part, people are questioning the value of higher education because higher ed does not typically do a very good job of speaking to the return on investment. People invest thousands, I think this is crazy, thousands of dollars to get a college degree. And if you think about any other service that you would spend thousands of dollars on, they would have to be explicit in what you are going to get in return. They're going to give you percentages, they're going to give you data to tell you exactly what you're going to get. And oftentimes there's a money back guarantee. You buy a hair product and it doesn't go like they told you it would, they'll let you send it back. College doesn't work that way, and it's kind of interesting. We've put a lot of trust in higher education and we assume people are doing what we anticipate them doing, but oftentimes people aren't actually being held accountable, at least not as accountable as one might think. So when it comes to college, and specifically career outcomes, this is a broad generalization, but I think most universities and colleges stink at being transparent with people about what their child or themselves is going to get in return for their investment. Oftentimes colleges don't do a good job of sharing post-graduation outcomes, things like, did people get a job that wanted a job? What kind of salary are they making? Is it more than when they started this degree? These are the questions people have told us time and time again. People indicate that career development, financial improvement, these are things, they're reasons, they're motivators for going to college. And colleges don't even follow up. They don't close the loop on their client said, this is what I wanted. And a lot of them just say, yeah, we think that's going to happen if you get this degree. I think that's a little bit crazy. And so I actually appreciate that more people are really kind of putting higher education on the hot seat and saying, you need to deliver, friends. and not only deliver, but you need to communicate that to me. And so number one, I want to give a tip as you're looking at different schools, different programs. Here's one way to know if a college is on the right track. Okay, so number one, colleges should be transparent in posting career outcomes information. Oftentimes, career centers get put in charge of this on an institutional level. From my past experience in a few different schools, what I've gathered is institutions are large systems, communication's not great. To get every college and every major to report the data they receive from their students to one center, honestly, it just doesn't happen, at least not 100% of the time. So oftentimes what happens is a career center sends out a broad survey to every student. They hope for a good response rate across all of the different majors, and then they should be posting that data in a public place where people can see it and learn from it. So number one, check to see, do they have a career center? Number two, is that career center posting regular career data? And check the response rate, right? If it's only a 5% response rate, you're not getting a very clear picture on the institutional level. A good career center, in my opinion, would break that down by major. So you can see like by college or major, what the averages are for salaries, placement, all of that. So that's tip number one. If the career center data is not decent or good, not meeting your needs, I would say go to the college or major specific page. In my opinion, all colleges should be posting this information. They don't oftentimes because nobody requires it of them, but check to see if your major is actually posting that information for their program. That's oftentimes the best data to really show you if those grads are getting the jobs or not. Okay, so again, I think this plays a huge part. If every program had to report career outcomes, I think we would see drastic changes in the system of higher education as we know it today. And I think we'd have a lot happier customers because, again, transparency about return on investment. Okay, second tip I want to provide as you're considering and weighing different college options, not all majors are created equally. When you look at, a communications major, for example, across multiple institutions, you're not purchasing the same program. Every program is made up of faculty, both tenured and professional practice faculty, and those different bodies of faculty bring different experience, different knowledge, different insights. And so I just want you to be really aware of what their backgrounds are, because that highly influences the flavor of the major, if you will. For example, if you have a ton of research-based tenured faculty, chances are they're going to be promoting a ton of research. So if that's your thing, that's a great option. However, if you really want, again, to make that connection between college and career, in my experience, professional practice faculty just tend to have that top of mind given their role. And so you may want to be maybe looking into that more to see, do they actually work in industry? Could they help connect me to somebody, at X company? Just be aware of that, because again, those faculty backgrounds make a huge difference in their ability to support you post-graduation. With that being said, I think it's important to take all of these things into consideration. Again, do your research. At least as of today, as I am recording this video, again, most colleges, they don't do a very good job of helping you know outcomes, and you deserve that information as a parent, as a customer, right? You deserve to know, is my return on investment, is it gonna be there? Is it going to help my child or myself make more money, land a better job? And so do your research, friends, before you make thousands and thousands of dollars investment. Do your research.